Hi, this is Tim Campsell with Action Coach of Indiana with our Business Spotlight series. The purpose is to interview local business owners and promote them through our social channels and email database. And this is a free service we're providing because when every small business is strong, then the economy is strong. And today I have the pleasure of meeting with Angie. Welcome, Angie. It's great to have you on the show today.
Thanks for having me. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome. So let's get started. Before we talk about your business, I'd love to hear a little bit about you. So introduce yourself to the audience and tell us a little bit of your personal story.
Okay. I started with FedEx Express almost right out of high school at the airport in Indianapolis. So I started ground up. I spent 23 years there in various regions, various roles. I was in Florida for a while. I came back. I was in upper management. So I have a lot of experience on the express side and the ground side of the operation as well. Which led me to the company that we're going to talk about here. So I was able to pursue my organizational leadership bachelor's and my master's in management, all while being at FedEx.
Fantastic.
I gained a lot of experience there.
And is Indiana home for you?
It is, yes, South Side.
Fantastic. Awesome. And what about family?
I'm the only one here right now. Everybody else is in Florida, so got still have a lot of support, a lot of family support from down there. I visit there often, and a lot of friends that are very proud of me as well.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations, and let's learn about your business. If I was to say, what's your 60-second commercial, how would you describe your business to folks?
Well, the name of the company is Prime Express Delivery, LLC. I am a Amazon delivery service partner. So we launch approximately 50 trucks out of the north side location. Our primary delivery area is Carmel, Fishers, Noblesville. We get a little bit into Broad Ripple, but I put out about 50 trucks a day on average. That ebbs and flows, goes up and down with volume based on customer demand. But it's worked out very well. I started with 11 people. I actually launched the company from a hospital bed because I was ill on the day of the launch. But it's all about.
Oh, you're a trooper.
Yeah. Yeah. I was very fortunate to have a lot of support and hired some strong people from the get-go. So some of those folks are still with me, and I'm very appreciative.
Fantastic. So I bet you then, I'm up in Noblesville. I bet the Prime truck that drives by and drops off my packages is probably your company.
Yep. And I'm not going to deny it. Ours say Prime Express Delivery on the front of them, on the front license plate. So I'm not ashamed of my employees, the way the vehicles look. We try to keep them top notch. We'll get into some of my core values and everything else of how I operate later on in the interview.
Fantastic. So tell me, how long have you been in business?
I celebrated my second year, July 15th.
Great.
So I launched Prime Day 2 years ago. It was July. So it was a very, very big day, and I was sitting in a hospital bed.
So tell us.
Stress.
Yeah, it sounds like it. So tell us more specifically, who do you serve? Who's your best customer or client, or what we call a target audience?
So the average consumer, you can find anything on Amazon. I myself, the Amazon driver that delivers to me probably isn't too fond of me because I order my Propel water. Why not have it delivered to your doorstep? It's the convenience factor. So the average consumer continues to order. They can split their shipments up. They can get it all at once. But you see trucks everywhere. I see 3 or 4 of them in Plainfield, within an hour. But yeah, the average consumer is basically our biggest customer.
Yeah, fantastic. So COVID has had an impact on businesses, some positive impact, some negative. What's been the greatest impact that the pandemic has had on your business?
Well, with the shortage of supplies, we saw a vast increase of the size of boxes, which would fill our trucks quickly. And so we weren't able to put out enough volume. Items of toilet paper, diapers, stuff like that come in the larger boxes and would just fill our trucks. And so we couldn't get 5 small boxes as opposed to 1 big box. So that tended to be a challenge. We'd have to send a second truck out, which again, you have to analyze the cost for that as well. But, we had challenges too. We fogged our trucks. Our employees were always in PPE, protective equipment. We provided masks to everybody. Hand sanitizer. We wiped down their trucks. I had them professionally detailed often. So we had to take some different measures and try to enforce the wearing the mask all the time in the heat, and just it was a challenge.
Fair enough. So we've all had to pivot during COVID to figure out a way to make our business work. And you just shared some things, but is there a number one action that you took that really made a difference for you guys during COVID, and how did that work for you?
Keep hiring. Never stay off the gas pedal on hiring. With all the different bills and actions that was made by Congress and the local legislative, we just had to keep hiring. We never knew when we were going to lose somebody, or if somebody went out with COVID, we had to pay them as well. So I opted to pay them when they went out. So, taking those precautions. Okay, they tested positive. When was the last time they were in the truck? Who were they with? Can we get that truck wiped down so that it doesn't affect the whole team and just trickle down?
Yeah. So you mentioned that you elected to pay them. That probably speaks to some of your values. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so safety, quality, and integrity. I gained a lot of experience from FedEx Express, which I'm very, very grateful for. I had a lot of great leaders that I worked for. So safety, first and foremost, truck safety, individual safety, quality. If you provide a good product to the customer, then, you can get the positive reviews, the thumbs up reviews. You get to recognize the customer at the same time, and you build that relationship. And then integrity, because nobody's perfect. If you do have a mistake, just tell me. I always tell them, if you fall off the side of the driveway, if you happen to be in a driveway, tell me. Don't let the customer report a 2-mile rut in the driveway. Accidents happen. If you scrape the side of a truck, you scrape the side of a truck. Just tell me, don't let me find it. So that's what I have been preaching ever since. So
awesome. So Angie, here's an interesting question. It's been said that smart people learn from their mistakes and wise people learn from the mistakes of others. So what's a mistake that you've made along the way that you'd be willing to share so other entrepreneurs can learn from your experience?
I needed to educate myself more on the financial side. I am an ops brain. Just coming from the FedEx background, I can tear down a station and rebuild a station and redo routes and everything. I'm a very strong operational brain, but I spent a lot of money doing it. So a little bit more cost control on the front end, and educating myself on the financial side would have been very beneficial to me on the front end.
Fantastic. Awesome. Thank you so much for being willing to share. So what do you feel is going to be your biggest challenge over the next 12 months in the business?
Hiring.
Yeah.
Hiring will be. We are continuously hiring. I have an HR manager on staff. That's all she does is, and fortunately, because of our core values, we do get a lot of referrals of drivers that want to come work for us. And we pay them considerably well. Very competitive in the market. But hiring, you have to keep hiring. For every 10 that you hire, 5 will come to the interview, 3 will make it to class, and 1 will pass the class. So you have, and then weekenders, people don't want to work weekends, but you need to maintain the consistency of your workforce 7 days a week. Right. So you just have to continue to hire, offer incentives, treat your employees the way they want to be treated, with respect, and just, be there for them. Just show them that you care.
Yeah, it sure is a tough market right now to
Yes.
be able to find people who are ready and willing to work, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Very much so.
All of my clients are suffering and struggling with that. So I'm glad to hear that you're able to continue to fill that pipeline. So good for you. Second last question here, Angie. We'll have your contact information and so that folks can reach out to you. And and learn more about you and your company if they choose to. But is there anything else you want to make sure that we cover today that we haven't touched on, or any types of offers or information that you'd like to make sure people know about you?
A lot of people don't know that when they get an Amazon delivery and you get the email that says rate your experience, and it's either a thumbs up or a thumbs down, that has a big impact on my ratings as a company and the ratings as an individual. So whether or not you do it, it's not based on the amount of deliveries. It's based on the amount of people who actually do that answer the email. So if 10 people get the email, 5 people respond, and 3 people do a negative, then it's very unfavorable for the driver and for the company. So if you do have a pleasant experience, please go in and mark thumbs up. If not, I'm okay with honesty, integrity. If there's something wrong, I want to fix it. I want to know about it. I want to know what my drivers can do better. But when you get that email, try not to ignore it. Try to answer it, and give us that thumbs up.
Fantastic. Well, I have to confess that I'm one of those guilty people that don't fill it out unless there's something negative.
Something wrong.
So,
Yeah.
so now I need to do a better job knowing that it's a local company as opposed to the big behemoth Amazon. So I commit to filling those out from now on.
Yes, that's greatly appreciated across the network. It's a network thing that we try to tell everybody. The delivery's there, it's on time, but it may have been the warehouse's fault that the box wasn't correctly packed, but the delivery was there. They tried to do what they can to get it to you all in one piece and in the right side of the porch and hidden and everything else. But it does have a big impact. And I'm guilty too of skipping the email just because I got the package, but now I'm trying to take the time to actually rate the experience and not be too critical, just happy I got the package all in one piece.
Yeah. You mentioned hiding it. I have been impressed with the fact that they tuck it behind a post so that you can't see it from the road. That must be something that you guys have changed, because I've noticed that change, maybe in the last year, that there's more of that happening.
People have caught on to that. It's a huge residential business. When I was with FedEx, we had more businesses, but now we're all in residential areas. And so you've got porch pirates and you've got people that are going to be following trucks. Even if you do hide it, they still see your truck there. Right. But we do take photos of every delivery so that we have proof. But you do have to watch out for some of those people that don't have the integrity that we do.
Yes. Porch pirates. Now, is that an official word?
It is. It is. It is. Yep.
It's so sad that we live in that type of world, isn't it?
It is. It is very sad.
Well, Angie, last question here. Tell me, what's been most inspiring to you during all the craziness of the past year and a half?
Watching some of my employees grow. I love to coach and teach. And I have a great staff that works for me, and they trust me 100%, and I trust them 100%. And I have several people on my staff that have started, as a driver, and we've promoted to management, and now fleet manager, and now he does pretty much everything. I have a young lady who's been with me for a long time. She's half my age, and she's my equivalent. Like, she's smarter than me. But still, I can still give her that life advice and, always take the high road and how to approach things just from all my experience in the past. So watching her grow and watching the team grow and having employees that have been with me since day one or almost since day one and giving them raises is what I look forward to.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. That does conclude our interview. For those listening, if you've heard something that's piqued your interest, please reach out to Angie, especially if you're looking for a job at an amazing company that apparently pays really well. So please reach out to Angie, or if you know somebody who's looking for a job, you heard from this interview, it sounds like an amazing company to work for, where you're going to be treated really well and respected. And so please let Angie know if you or somebody you know is looking for a job. She would greatly appreciate that. I will be including the contact information along with this video, as I mentioned. And everyone who appears on our show, gets a complimentary coaching session with us. So Angie will be talking about that offline here.
Okay.
And it's been an absolute pleasure learning about you and your business, and I wish you tremendous success.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Have a wonderful day.
You as well.